US military losses are mounting even as talk persists about possible next-stage escalation in Iran. Even before any ground operation, US personnel have already taken significant losses across the campaign. The number of wounded US troops in the Iran war has risen to 365, showing that Washington is losing personnel as well as aircraft. Iran has also warned the United States against launching a ground invasion, raising the prospect that any further escalation could carry an even heavier military cost.
I do not think they would dare to do such a thing as ground warfare. They would face very heavy losses. In ground warfare, we are even more prepared and better equipped. We are fully ready to confront any threat of a land invasion of our country. We hope they don't make such a mistake.
The number of US service members wounded in the ongoing Iran war has risen to 365, according to newly released Pentagon figures. The Pentagon disclosed those casualty figures as part of its reporting on Operation Epic Fury. The breakdown given was 247 Army personnel, 63 Navy personnel, 90 Marines, and 36 Air Force personnel wounded in action. The official US death toll remained at 13 service members, according to the same Pentagon data. That official tally differs from the much higher losses Iran has projected since the war began. The US military has also suffered a series of operational setbacks during its broader Middle East campaign. In the latest major incident, Iran shot down a US F-15E over its airspace, and the aircraft's 2 crew members ejected. 1 American crew member was rescued, while the fate of the second remained unknown as search efforts continued. Reports said helicopters and another military aircraft involved in the rescue mission were also hit by Iranian fire. Afterward, President Donald Trump said the downing of the US aircraft would not affect peace talks with Iran. Even so, diplomacy appeared to falter as Iran rejected Trump's 14-point plan, as per reports. Iran has also repeatedly warned the United States against launching a ground invasion into the country.
Our conditions for ending the war are completely clear. We do not accept a ceasefire. Rather, we seek a complete end to the war, not only in Iran but across the entire region, and the provision of comprehensive guarantees that such aggressions will not happen again, as well as the payment of damages and compensation that must be paid to the people of Iran due to the extent of the harm inflicted on them. I do not think they would dare to do such a thing as ground warfare. They would face very heavy losses. We, of course, do not seek this. We did not seek this war, and we did not start it. But we have defended ourselves, and done so strongly. The losses inflicted on them, their facilities, their equipment, their radars in the region, their aircraft, their strategic aircraft. You saw what happened to the AWACS or the refueling tankers. We know very well how to defend ourselves. In ground warfare, we are even more prepared and better equipped. We are fully ready to confront any threat of a land invasion of our country. We hope they don't make such a mistake. Naturally, the guarantee of no war in the future of 1 or 2 countries is not sufficient. Experience has even shown that guarantees by the UN Security Council are not sufficient either. Ideas have been proposed by our partners on how to create guarantees for a complete and lasting end to the war. These ideas have been conveyed to us, and we are reviewing them to determine what guarantees could be effective if the war is to end according to Iran's conditions. Artificial deadlines serve no purpose other than making matters more difficult, and as you have seen, such deadlines have already been extended twice. Therefore, I believe the US president must change his approach. One cannot speak to the Iranian people with the language of threats or deadlines. The Strait of Hormuz is in fact located within the internal waters of Iran and Oman, not in international waters. Therefore, it is natural that the interests of Iran and Oman must be considered regarding transit through it. At present, from our perspective, the strait is fully open, but it is closed to ships belonging to countries that are at war with us, which is also natural. In wartime, we cannot allow our enemies to use our internal waters for transit. Yemen has its own policies in this regard. Just as they previously took actions in support of the people of Gaza and Palestine, if they now decide to take action, that is up to them. We are not asking anything of anyone. We know well how to defend ourselves and do not need anyone in this regard.
Despite Iran's resistance, President Donald Trump claimed the US operation against Iran could be completed within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program at a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth. Iran's strategy was so obvious. They wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did, with the longest range possible, and they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out so that no one would really dare stop them. And their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before. They were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, but in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I've traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, "Please, sir, please finish the job," every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history.